You ever think about what's next? I've always fancied visiting the Somerset Isles.
What happened to the castle courtyard?
If I had to guess, I'd say the moment Mother fled the castle, Father went on a rampage. Knowing him, anything at all that reminded him of her was destroyed.
Then he just walled it off.
It appears that way. I suppose he wanted to put the past behind him. Perhaps if he spent more time with us, he would have recognized the beauty for himself. Turns out my mother was sneakier than I thought. I wonder what she's hiding. Oops. We're getting close. I'm sure of it. I've never even seen this part of the castle before. Be careful. I don't know what might be around. We're getting close. I'm sure of it.
Do you know this place?
I had always just assumed that the other tower was completely destroyed inside. My mother kept this a secret, even from me. She must have been up to something she thought was dangerous. Turns out my mother was sneakier than I thought. I wonder what she's hiding. Hope you're ready to live. Good night. Turns out...
Lucky! Not like this!
That's enough out of you. We're getting close. I'm sure of it. Turns out my mother was... Well... you asked for it. I've got you in my sights. You just got the short end of the stick. I'm always up for a party. it is then. We're getting close. I'm sure of it. Turns out my mother was sneakier than I thought. I wonder what she's hiding. Weapons up. At least make it interesting. I never... Stay close to me. We'll take them on together. Who's there? That's enough out of you. Nice work. Weapon. That's enough out of you. Leave it to my mother. Always smarter than I gave her credit for. I don't think we've reached the top yet. I bet there's some sort of secret passage around here. We're getting close. I'm sure of it. Try and stay warm out there. Or in my case... Look at this place. This has to be it. I knew she was deep into necromancy. I mean, she taught me everything I know. but I had no idea she had a setup like this. Look at all of this. She must have spent years collecting these components. And what's this thing? I'm not sure about this circle, but it's obviously something. Let's take a look around. There has to be something here that tells us where she's gone.
What exactly are we looking for?
My mother was meticulous about her research. If we find her research notes, there might be some hints in there.
Your mother maintained quite a laboratory.
I had no idea that her laboratory even existed. She had an alchemy setup in her drawing room, but nothing that even comes close to what's here.
What did she research?
Looking at the equipment and materials, it looks like she was trying to advance her necromancy.
To what end?
I don't know. Certainly not longevity. Kind of a waste of time for a vampire.
Did your mother keep gargoyles here?
Not that I ever saw. My mother had a bit of a thing for magical constructs. Not what you're thinking. She just found them fascinating. I remember she used to keep a small journal. See if you can dig that up. Any luck yet?
I found your mother's notes.
You did? Let me see.
What's this soul cairn that she mentions?
I only know what she told me. She had a theory about soul gems. That the souls inside of them don't just vanish when they're used. They end up in the soul cairn.
Why did she care where used souls went?
The soul cairn is home to very powerful beings. Necromancers send them souls and receive powers of their own in return. My mother spent a lot of time trying to contact them directly, to travel to the soul cairn itself.
If she made it there, we'll find her.
That circle in the center of the room is definitely some type of portal. If I'm reading this right, there's a formula here that should give us safe passage into the soul cairn.
What do we need?
A handful of soul gem shards, some finely ground bone meal, a good bit of purified void salts. Oh, damn it.
What's wrong?
We're also going to need a sample of her blood, which, if we could get that, we wouldn't even be trying to do this in the first place.
You share her blood.
Not bad. We'd better hope that it's good enough. Mistakes with these kinds of portals can be gruesome. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get started.
Are all of those ingredients here?
Oh, definitely. Mother would have plenty of those materials in her laboratory. You just need to find them. Get the ingredients in the vessel, and let me know when you're ready. Just get all of the ingredients into the vessel. Then the rest is up to me. Are you ready to go? I'm not entirely sure what this thing is going to do when I add my blood.
Can I ask you something first?
Of course. What is it?
What will you do if we find your mother?
I've been asking myself the same thing since we came back to the castle. She was so sure of what we did to my father. I couldn't help but go along with her. I never thought of the cost.
It sounds like she did everything for your sake.
Possibly. I guess even a vampire mother is still a mother. She worried about me, about all of us. But she wanted to get me as far away from my father as possible, before he really went over the edge.
We won't know until we find her.
Yes. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. I just didn't expect anyone to care how I felt about her. Thank you. Are we ready then?
Let's get that portal open.
All right. Here goes. By the blood of my ancestors. She actually did it. Created a portal to the Soul Cairn. Incredible. Incredible. Simply incredible.
Anything you can tell me about the Soul Cairn?
The Soul Cairn is a tiny sliver of oblivion, the realm of the Daedra. It's ruled by unseen beings known as the Ideal Masters.
Why was your mother so fascinated by it?
Honestly, I don't know. Necromancers are always interested in souls, though, so that probably has some kind of interest.
What exactly are the Ideal Masters?
Nobody really knows. As far as I've heard, no one's seen them, and returned to Tamriel to tell about it.
Then how are you sure they even exist?
I've read stories. Stories about fools that manage to communicate with them. You give the Ideal Masters souls, they give you powers to summon the undead. It's all very businesslike.
Fools, why do you say that?
Because most of those stories end with the Ideal Masters duping the necromancers, who end up dead, or wishing they were dead. I'm ready when you are.